Hi guys, I'm back with another video for you today. I've got a special guest here, Ethan.
How's it going, guys?
He's with Scircle, this wonderful machine right here. I'm actually in Palm Springs and I'm at a really awesome concept store called Phylum. You guys should come here if you're in the area. They have some really amazing gift items here and fragrances as well. But we're going to talk about Scircle, this wonderful machine that is a scent creator maker.
Yeah.
Yep. That's what it is. So basically, you put in your memories, your inspirations, your ideas, and with their AI, it creates a fragrance for you. So I'm going to have Ethan walk us through, talk about it, and tell us a little bit about this technology.
Absolutely.
Thank you for doing the video with me.
Thank you for having me.
I'm quite impressed with this actually. I was actually doing some yesterday, putting in my ideas and how it came up with some of the fragrances. So tell us how it works.
Yeah, so we've got our scent creator here. Inside of it is a system of 34 cartridges. So these cartridges are pre-composed fragrances, accords, if you may. If you're a fragrance lover, then you'll know what an accord is or a base is. We've got 34 different accords and bases. And then we've got Aura, which is our AI, or I like to say your AI. She's the translator of your memories, your moods, your moments, your personal style, taking those things that you share with her, converting them into a formula, and then we use our device to actually print it out. You are still the captain of the ship. You're still sharing the story. You're still the one modifying or editing, making the tweaks. We use what's called our scent board, which is a picture or a set of pictures of each of the ingredients that are in your fragrance to show you how much of one ingredient is inside, how little of another one is, and for you to then go about editing it. Once you've got your idea, you shared it with Aura, it's saved to your profile. We then scan a QR code, and on our store app or our back-end app, we actually connect to the device, and then we're able to blend it out into either a 20 ml bottle, which is our full bottle, or we blend it into what we call a sniff, which is our 5 ml bottle.
So what are the costs for doing these?
Yeah, so the 20 ml is $95. This is once you've probably committed to what you enjoy, or if you're just a fragrance lover looking to continue to build up a collection, this is one way to do that. We've also got our sniff, which is a 5 ml. This is $25 online, so a chance for you to just take a look at what you've built, get a sniff. We don't like the word sample, so
okay.
It's a sniff of your creation.
Okay. So if I wanted to do the AI, can I just put in some notes I want connected together to create a fragrance? Absolutely. Or do I have to come up with an idea, a theme, or a memory or something?
Absolutely. So Aura is trained on some commercial fragrances. I'd say we're still building her up. She's still a baby in the world of AI. She knows a lot about fragrances, a lot about perfumery. She will not be able to create dupes, that is for sure.
Okay.
Not only have we already programmed her not to do that, she doesn't know the formulas. And this is the same thing you'll see with the perfumer. I'm a perfumer myself. If I don't have the formula to a fragrance, there's probably no way that I can sit down and actually go and create a true replica of what it is that someone else has created. Aura is limited to 34 cartridges. So a perfumer may have 3,000 different ingredients. So when you're trying to go one-to-one, there's just no comparison.
Okay. So the 34 cartridges, is that permanent? Do you anticipate more additions?
Definitely will have more. So
okay.
We've got the 34, we've got 10 under development. We'll hopefully be announcing those sometime in the early part of next year. I can give a little hint, they're gonna lean more towards some of the deeper and darker notes, but for now we've got these 34, which are hitting most parts of the entire fragrance loop.
Okay. How long has this technology been around?
Yeah, so we developed the technology, or my CEO and his team developed the technology. Alvaro is his name, back in 2017. This was a technology from Bosch, the home appliance company. They partnered with Puig. Puig, many of you know them from the Spanish, as a Spanish perfume house, giant conglomerate, Carolina Herrera,
Comme des Garçons,
Comme des Garçons,
Jean-Paul Gaultier.
Jean-Paul Gaultier. You cannot know who those fragrances are without knowing Puig.
Yeah.
And the partnership came together in 2017. In 2019, during the pandemic, things fell apart. Alvaro believed in this project so much that he actually bought the intellectual property, waited for the non-compete, and we relaunched this in 2024. I joined the team back in 2025, and we officially went to market in October of 15. So
just like 2-3 months ago.
2 months ago.
Yeah. Okay, all right. It's interesting also, yesterday I tried a couple of fragrances. I'm a big fan of Lancome's Magie Noire, which has been totally reformulated. And I was putting in the idea of the fragrance and the way the AI, or what do you call her? Aura is communicating with me was quite amazing because she knew the fragrance and she was trying to get it aligned, and we came up with something very modern. So I like her interaction with me. And so do you want to say anything else before we test this machine out?
Yeah,
It's about the whole brand, and I mean, where you're going to be having the machines and.
For sure.
Yeah.
So we'll have the machines available right now at Perfumology in Philadelphia. So if you stop by, they've got the device. We will also be opening up soon in a few more retail locations. We're looking at Atlanta, we're looking at Palm Springs, obviously. We will look at Carlsbad, and then also in New York. So we'll have some opening up throughout the first quarter. You've also got Mexico locations. So if you are in Mexico and interested in trying it, stop by Opera Gallery. They've got one that's in Polanco, and I believe the other one is in Santa Fe.
Oh wow, okay. So I have this whole idea that I came up with. I don't know how we can incorporate it into a fragrance.
Yeah.
So how shall we do? I want me to tell you the idea now, or shall I pull out my phone?
Let's go to Aura.
Okay. All right. So what's the URL that we go to?
Yeah. So you go to app.scircle, which is circle.ai.
Okay. So I'm there.
That will bring up a homepage. You'll see a button that says Start. You should be able to click Start and begin talking with Aura.
Okay. So there's a couple of dots that are bouncing around. I think she's getting ready. And then it says type your message here. So I had this idea. I was thinking of what I wanted to create as far as a fragrance goes. So I took a shower and I used some products that are heavily scented with lavender. Then I put on some skincare that was scented with Immortelle. So I put on a fragrance to go out, and it's amber and leather. I put on a leather jacket, and I was meeting 3 ladies to go out, and they also were heavily perfumed. So one of them was wearing very floral fragrance. Another one was wearing something a bit more fruity. And then another one was wearing something a bit more warmer and spicy vanillic. So we went out and went to a really sexy bar and we started drinking whiskey. So this is the fragrance I want to create. Okay, I'm gonna hand off the idea to you.
Yeah.
Now that I've copied and pasted it, and I'm going to have him do the actual Aura communication.
Let's do this. Copy.
So is that too much information
No.
for Aura?
I
It's
think-
a lot of details. So I want the scented products that I was using, the shampoo and the body wash, lavender, Immortelle, and the leather jacket, and the leather.
Whiskey.
Yeah.
I think the beautiful part is she takes inspiration not only from the ingredients, but from the feel of the night. So you're talking about sexy, you're talking about you got dressed up, and you're hopping out of the shower, they're beautiful ladies. So she's taking all of this information into context as well as the ingredients.
Okay.
And she's already got a response for us.
Okay.
So she said, Sebastian, what a vivid cinematic scene. Lavender steam, immortal god, leather and amber, the mingling of florals and fruits, vanilla warmth, and the glow of whiskey and a sultry bar. This is a night alive with contrasts, cool and warm, soft and bold, all woven together in a haze of scent and memory. Would you like the lavender and Immortelle to lead the way, or should the leather, amber, and whiskey warmth be the heart of your creation?
The latter to be the heart of the creation.
Whiskey warmth.
Yeah, I want it to be deeper, but I want to smell the lavender and the Immortelle.
Okay.
And this is really fun. I tried to become very creative on this one.
I
So.
like this. I love the story too.
Okay, all right.
Because I think that's exactly the style of fragrances we're looking for. It's like you have a story or a memory or a moment that happened recently, and you're like, I want to relive that.
Mhm.
And the best way to relive that is through scent.
Yeah.
And so she's already got your fragrance design here. Midnight Velvet Gathering.
Ooh.
A dark magnetic blend where vanilla, rich amber, and supple leather melt to the skin, illuminated by the herbal brightness of lavender and the honeyed sunlit nuance of Immortelle. Hints of spice and wood flicker in the background, evoking the warmth of whiskey and the intimacy of a night gathering. The scent is deep and enveloping, yet radiant with aromatic clarity. Here's my vision: a deep and enveloping base of amber and leather, shot through with the herbal clarity of lavender and a golden sunlit touch of Immortelle. The result is a fragrance that feels like velvet shadows, glowing softly with aromatic light. Let's see how this scent board captures your night. Refine it further or claim it as your own.
Okay.
So what we've got on our screen here is you've actually got our scent board, which has all of the different ingredients that are inside, above 4% in your fragrance. So Aura is blending with the Cartridge system, which means these are the key notes, but there's going to be subtle notes that are still under this. So we've got vanilla, nutmeg, cedar, lavender, leather, rosemary, incense, dry woods, a little bit of sandalwood, and then pepper.
So what about the fruity fragrance, the floral fragrance, and then also the more vanillic amber fragrance? Would that be incorporated in there as well?
Yes, and so if we want to figure out what else she's included in here, so these are the ones above 4%.
I
to
see,
say,
okay.
what are all the ingredients? Here's what emerges clearly from the scent board. Vanilla, incense, dry woods, musk, pepper, lavender, rosemary, sage, nutmeg, cinnamon, clove, sandalwood, cedarwood, milk, tonka bean, and moss. These are the visible notes, each one shaping the fragrance's deep, aromatic warmth and texture and complexity. Some facets, like Immortelle, may rest below the threshold, lending a subtle golden glow without standing out alone.
Okay, good. So then this is generating a QR code,
Correct?
that we scan.
Right.
But also, if somebody's doing this online, how does it work? They just click to order the
fragrance.
You call it Sniff for the 5 ml.
Correct.
And a full finished product.
This is 20.
So they can order a 5 ml, they like what they get, and then they could order a larger one.
Spot on.
And 20 ml is the largest you have.
Yes. For now.
And also, if they don't like that 5 ml or the Sniff, they can request an update to it.
Yes, so there's a couple ways that we can do that. Once you've ordered your 5 ml and you've received it, you can actually go back into your profile, you can hit edit with Aura, you'll be able to go through and update that formula.
Okay.
If you want to recreate that formula, but make some edits and save the old one, you just start again, let Aura know you want the exact same thing, but with these specific tweaks. It'll add a new formula to your profile, and you can start building from there.
So how original are these fragrances that we're all creating?
Very.
Very.
So we've got 34 cartridges. We're not just blending the same amount of every single cartridge into your fragrance, which a lot of our competitors, I'll be honest, are doing. There's a preset design of a formula, and you're mixing and matching these different bases and accords.
Yeah.
With this device, there's actually a fuel injector grade, or fuel injector precision device that allows us to emit a very particular amount of each of these cartridges. So every person that's choosing a cartridge and then speaking with Aura is getting a different level or different amount of that fragrance inside of theirs.
I see. All right, so let's get this done.
Let's do it.
I can't wait to smell this. I'm so excited.
Okay, so we'll just say let's do it. She's going to give us our fragrance overview. We'll click there. I've got my QR code here, or Sebastian's QR code. We'll then scan the QR code. It'll bring up our app. So we have scanned his QR code. We've now got Midnight Velvet Gathering. Inside of it are these cartridges: Soothing Aromatic, Creamy Wood, Mysterious Amber, Fragrant Lavender, Cozy Spicy, and Sensual Leather. You can actually see his full scent board here. But we're gonna open up the device, and the application will tell us which cartridges are currently inside. So right now, this device only has the Mysterious Amber, so we've got to switch some out. So we need 4, 11, 15, 20, 28, and 31. We're gonna open it out, and we know 15 is the only one that's inside. So we'll be able to take these out here. So we're going to grab 31. We need number 28. We need number 20. We'll take 11. And number 4. We'll close the device. So each of our cartridges has inside of it an RFID component, which lets us know how much is inside of the cartridge and which cartridge it is. So this is scanning information about those, and you'll actually see within the app, each of these cartridges is then updating. So we know when it's green, all the cartridges are inside. When it's yellow, there's a cartridge inside, but not enough. If it's red, we're missing one. And if it's red with a dot, that means it's empty. We are going to make a quick sniff of this. So we've got all of our cartridges on green. We'll take our bottle, we'll place it underneath the device. The device will actually change colors so that you know that the bottle is inside. We will hit blend on our app. And we'll start developing.
All right, so we are finished here. So tell us what's next.
Yeah, so we'll take the bottle out. We've got Sebastian's, working on the name, Midnight Veil, Midnight Party.
Velvet or something?
Velvety Midnight. Let's take a look.
It was a bit complex name, just like the fragrance,
The
I
fragrance,
think.
yeah. Midnight Velvet Gathering.
Okay.
So we've got Midnight Velvet Gathering. We've got our scent strip.
Okay. Oh wow.
I'll let you do the
I
honors.
cannot wait to smell this. All right. Ooh.
Wow.
Wow. I really can't pick up the Immortelle and lavender up at the top.
Yeah, there's some the pepper is strong as well.
Yeah,
There's like a nice like peppery.
Ooh, it's developing really, really nicely.
I get some of the sandalwood and cedars and the dry woods in the back.
Yeah. Wow. It's developing really, really nice. I guess the only thing I would change from smelling it right now is maybe increasing just a little bit of the amber
Okay.
and a little bit more of the booze.
Yeah.
I think after that, this thing will be finished.
Yeah.
Because it's so good.
It's beautiful. And the way we would do that is you would go into Aura. You would just tell her, I want more amber, I want more booze. There's actually a cartridge in here that comes to mind called Mysterious Amber. It's the closest thing right now that we've got to a boozy accord. It's also mysterious. It's got some ambery notes. I think if we increase that just a little bit, this would be phenomenal.
But this is developing so nicely.
And that's the fun part. All of
Wow.
these cartridges are pre-macerated, pre-designed, but the fragrances that come out of them are still high quality and they're still developing fragrances. They're not flat. They're actually gradually improving as Aura continues to learn more about you. So when you build fragrances, the more that you build, the more she takes into consideration things you've done in the past as well.
So the only thing we didn't talk about, I think the cartridges, the actual accords or formulas or bases.
Yeah.
What do you call these accords?
Bases and accords.
Yeah.
So with our bases, you've got what are or not base notes, as we know in perfumery. There's head, heart, and base. These are bases like the base of a perfume. So you've got several different fragrances that are already blended together to make something to build on top of. Then you've got our accords, which are more like accent notes. So if you wanted to accent a base, you can do it that way. Aura is trained to use everything. So whether you've got a base or you've got an accord, she doesn't really care. She's going to blend with whatever is in her device or whatever device you give her in mind to create. So that's kind of the separation between our bases and accords. When we first launched, we actually had a way, and this is for those that are truly the experts, to go in and choose their bases, choose their accords, choose the amounts that are going into each of them, and design a fully custom fragrance.
So the accords and bases are created by IFF, right?
Correct.
And how is that? How did you guys decide to work with them, not another big firm?
Yeah, so this goes back way before my time.
Yeah.
This was a decision between Bosch, Puig, IFF, looking for the highest quality perfumers to sit down and create something that we think is going to change the perfume industry. So I know IFF won the bid. They all sat down together. They developed an amazing cartridge system. After the partnership ended, we went back and worked with a new perfumer named Jimmy Boyd. So IFF still created a cartridge system, but these fragrances were actually designed by Jimmy Boyd out of Spain.
Okay. So would you guys in the future do a collaboration? Because IFF is Dominic Ropion, so maybe he creates his own cartridges?
That would be the most ideal.
Or Anne Flippo or someone, popular, like a perfumer there?
Yeah, that would be ideal, to sit down with the perfumer and say, let's see what you can design either with our cartridges or what cartridges you can come up with to create your own fragrances. I'm thinking that you've got the haute couture of perfumery, which is you come to me as a perfumer, you come to a Dominic Ropion, and he sits down and he says, I'm going to charge you thousands of dollars to create something incredibly custom for you with 3,000 ingredients. And we've got what I call the ready-to-wear perfume, which is we've got this cartridge system. It allows you to build something that still matches what you're looking for. Fast, easy, affordable, and for yourself.
Okay.
And with high quality.
Nice. Yeah, this is quite lovely for the very first attempt.
Yeah.
I'm really loving it. But I think I would increase the booziness and the amber.
For sure.
For sure. So yeah, and so after that, and if I'm happy with the second result, I can pay for a 20 ml.
20 ml, correct.
Okay.
And so then if you like it and you want to share it with other people, you can actually take within your QR code on your app, you can share it and share that link with other people, and they can actually buy your fragrance.
Oh, okay.
So, and that's available for anyone right now.
Okay.
So if you go on and you design and you love something, or maybe you're kind of second guessing and you want a second opinion, you can design your fragrance. You can copy that link that we have in there where it says share, send that to a friend. They can order it, buy a sniff, and see what you've developed.
So can I actually gift these to people also online?
You can gift it. There's actually a gift mode in Aura. We designed that so that when you're building for yourself, everything stays in your profile. So she understands who you are, what fragrances you like. In the gifting mode, you go through, you design it. She doesn't add that to your personal likings. So you can share stories about other people, stories about their memories, their moments, whatever it is that you're trying to commemorate. She'll then keep that information, build the fragrance, and then you can ship it off to that person.
What if somebody like my mom wants a special fragrance created to remember my dad who's passed away for 20 years and he loved wearing Pierre Cardin and, you know, loved to garden and maybe come up with a scent that combined, you know, the gardening he did with all the plants and a little bit of Pierre Cardin's DNA in there. Is that something we could do?
Yeah, so ours trained on many, many fragrances. The best thing to do with something like that, especially if you're not sure if she's gonna know it or not, is to just tell her some of the keynotes. So saying, these are some of the keynotes that were in the fragrances, these are some of the keynotes in the other one. I'd like to see what we can combine with that. She'll do her best to combine those notes, those facets, that mood and expression as well, or the story behind who it's for, to create what she can. I always tell people, she's a master perfumer in her own right. She's brilliant, but she doesn't have an organ of 3,000 ingredients. She's got a 34 cartridge system.
Okay, all right, because I was surprised yesterday when I wrote Magie Noire by Lancôme, she knew it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a fragrance from the 70s, which is, you know, no longer smelling like it used to, but she knew it, and she told me exactly what the fragrance was known for, so that was pretty impressive.
Yeah.
All right, so anything else we should mention before we wrap up?
Yeah, if you're interested in learning more, head to Scircle Scents on Instagram. That's SCIRCLE SCENTS. That's on Instagram, on TikTok. If you're looking at finding us doing all these absurd things that we'll be coming out with soon on TikTok, definitely come for the unhinged content. And if you're interested in building your own fragrance, go to app.circle.ai.
Okay. Yeah, I'm ready to tackle the follow-up of this, but it smells quite good. I would wear this.
Yeah, it's very clean, but still like I said, sultry. You get a lot of that pepper in the beginning. The dried out and smooth.
I'm surprised the lavender and the immortelle and the booziness in the base.
Yeah.
The woods, and of course the spices.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Sebastian.
Bye, guys.
Ciao.